Hello and welcome to Educational Excursion, where learning becomes a journey. In this series, we are starting with Indian Polity, Part 1, the Constitutional Framework. Together, we will explore the historical background of the Constitution, the making of the Constituent Assembly, and the key features that shaped modern India. Whether you are preparing for UPSC, SSC, state PSC, or just passionate about understanding how our democracy works, this series is designed to make concepts clear, simple, and exam ready. So join us on this educational excursion as we travel from company rule to crown rule and finally to the birth of the world's largest written constitution. So without getting delayed, we will start with the historical background of the constitutional framework. The Britishers came to India in 1608 as traders in the form of East India Company, which had the exclusive right of trading in India under a charter granted by Queen Elizabeth I in 1600. In 1765, the company, which till then had purely trading functions, obtained the Diwani rights. What are the Diwani rights? The rights over revenue and civil justice of Bengal, Bihar, and Odisha. This started its career as a territorial power. In 1858, in the wake of the Sepoy Mutiny, the British Crown assured direct responsibility for the governance of the India. This This rule continued until India was granted independence on August 15, 1947. So, with independence came the need for a constitution. Hence, a Constituent Assembly was formed for the purpose in 1946, and on January 26, 1950, the Constituent Assembly into Constitution being. However, various features of the Indian Constitution and polity have their roots in the British rule. There were certain events in the British rule that laid down the legal framework for the organization and the functioning of the government and administration in British India. These events have greatly influenced our constitution and polity. They are explained here in a chronological order under two major headings: the company rule and the crown rule. So let's understand what is the company rule and the crown rule. Company rule is from 1773 to 1858. Who ruled here? The British East India Company. It started with the Regulating Act of 1773, which first time the British Parliament tried to control company administration. And how was the system? Company collected revenue, maintained armies, and ruled Indian territories, though under some supervision from the British government. When it ended, the revolt of 1857 exposed the company's failures, and what it resulted is by the Government of India Act 1858, the British Crown took direct control. So, how to remember about the company rule? And that is, East India Company controlled India 1773 to 1858. Company rules, but after 1857 they lose. The next is the Crown rule that started from 1858 to 1947. Here, who ruled? The British Crown or Queen directly through a Viceroy and Secretary of State for India. It started from the Government of India Act 1858. How was the system? Centralized administration with gradual reforms, that is Indian Councils Act 1861, 1892, Morley Minto Reforms Act 1909, Montagu Chelmsford Reforms 1919, Governments of India Act 1973. And further it ended with the Indian Independence Act 1947, which power transferred to Indians. India and Pakistan was created. And how we will remember this crown rule? British Crown directly ruled India from 1858 to 1947, and it was until independence in 1947. So, if you are happy and understanding the chapters clearly, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Educational Excursion because every step you take with us brings you close to the success.